She love a nigga persona. So used to whipping Madonna. Cooking up like being in Honda. I give a check to my mama.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming a video all about my tattoo, my experience. You guys asked me some questions and what it feels like and everything basically you wanted to know about getting your first tattoo. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really requested and I hope you can learn from it. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions though about my tattoos that I did not answer in this video, you can leave them in the comments below and I will try and get to all of them. So without further ado, let's just get started. So starting off, I turned 18 on July 7th, which was not that long ago, and basically the day after, no, it was the day after I turned 18, I went and got my first tattoo. Now, before I decided on getting a tattoo, like, I had wanted one for years and I had wanted this specific tattoo. It was not something I made like on a spur of the moment. I'm 18, so I'm gonna get a tattoo, and I wouldn't advise that for anyone because if you're gonna do that, you might not like it eventually, like after a few years or when you're older, and you might choose something when you're younger that you think is really cool and funny or like hip or cool, you know what I mean? And it just might not be like a good tattoo, especially if it's very visible. So basically the point of what I just said is be responsible when you're thinking about getting a tattoo and make sure that you think about it for at least a month, if not more. It's really beneficial when you think about it for a long time and you know exactly what you want, where you want it. That's the most important thing I can tell you to do, is plan your tattoo. So I went to this place in San Marcos, Texas, by Texas State University, if you know where that is. It is called Mystic Marks Tattoo. And I went there because my sister had previously gone there to get some piercings, and she said it was a really nice and clean place, and that is mainly what I was going for. I just wanted somewhere that was nice, it was clean, and it was decently priced. If you're going to be getting anything that is more like art, mine is just wording, which they literally just like put on you and they can trace it. You need to search for tattoo artists that are good for what you're trying to get. So if you're getting something more artistic, you're going to want to go onto their websites or go into the shop and look at the different arts that they do so you can pick the right tattoo artist for it. I just did a walk-in, but if you are getting a tattoo, like if it's big or whatever, you need to schedule it, but mine was a smaller tattoo, so I just decided to do a walk-in because I didn't have anything else better to do that day. So I waited about an hour and a half. There was a Chipotle right next door, so we just went and ate lunch, but like while we were waiting, and then we came back and I picked out my font. There is a big computer in the tattoo shop that you can, if you're getting a script, you can type out what you want and go through all their fonts and pick the one that you like, and then they literally print it out and put it on your arm or put it wherever you want your tattoo. On my case, mine was on my arm, so they literally just put it on there, and it's like a temporary tattoo, like in purple. After that, it was a really awesome process. I just went through all of their fonts, found the one that I liked, they put it on my arm, and I was just sitting in the chair. The chairs they're decently comfortable, they're like padded. There was a little rest for my arm because that's where he was tattooing, and he, again, was really, really nice and just like trying to make jokes, trying to make me relax. And the biggest part of getting a tattoo is you have to try and relax, and that's the hardest part as well, because I was so nervous. I knew it was gonna hurt, and I was like anticipating it so much, and I built it up so much in my head, especially because I had just seen that girl like crying. I thought it was gonna hurt way worse than it did. Keep in mind that my arm, like in the placement where I got it, it is not as painful as a lot of other places, but it is still kind of tender because you're by a lot of veins and stuff like that. But it really wasn't that bad. He started from the top closer to my elbow, and that's where he started with the J. And the J felt like it took 5 million years. It took so long, like that's what it felt like to me. But after the J, I could not watch him tattoo because when they're tattooing, they're putting a needle and ink onto your skin, so you will bleed. It's not very much, but I just didn't want to look at it, and the whole experience would have been a lot more scary, I think, if I looked at the needle. He just started tattooing, and he was very, very light-handed and very swift with it, and I think that made it better as well. And he talked to me throughout the whole thing to try and get me relaxed, trying to get me to talk and breathe, and you know. So he just tattooed. He went over once, and then he patted it off, like all the blood and stuff, ew. And then he let me look at it, and then he went over it again, and then he like tapped it all off, and then that whole process was probably like 3 minutes or 4 minutes maximum. So fast. But I had a really easy and great like experience with my tattoo, and I'm really happy with it. I'd definitely go and get another tattoo, especially there. I really had a good experience, and my tattoo artist was awesome, and all of the people there are awesome. The lady who does piercings is great. She did my friend Brittany's septum piercing, and it turned out awesome. There was another tattoo artist that tattooed my friend Sarah on her arm as well, and they're all amazing artists, and it's just I had a great experience, and everyone that has went there has had a great experience. So again, it's Mystic Marks Tattoo in San Marcos, Texas. So now moving on to questions that you guys asked me. I asked you to ask me questions in my last video, I think, or the one before that. I don't quite remember. Okay, the first question comes from Carson Copeland, and she says, how did your mom react when you asked to get a tattoo? And my mom was not surprised. My mom was one to be a little wild when she was younger. She pierced probably everything you could pierce, like on your face and your ears. She like pierced her nose. She pierced so many things when she was younger and like did all that kind of stuff. She was like, yeah, you know, girls like it, they think it's cool. I mean, some people, she was like, I did it. She was like, I wanted a tattoo, but I never ended up getting one. But she honestly wants a tattoo now. Erin Rebecca said, were you afraid to get a tattoo in such a visible place? And yes and no. Not really, honestly. The only problem I've ever had with it was whenever I did the Prep Cosmetics Roadshow, I had to cover it up, but it's not that hard to cover up. I just wore a little cardigan and my outfit still looked cute, and it's very easy to cover up, especially because of the script. I wouldn't get anything like big, I don't think, on my arms or anything like that in like really visible places, or something that wasn't easy to just hide. Like mine's pretty easy to hide because it's very like light script, but yeah, I really haven't had any problems with it. And with a lot of like what I'm doing now, like YouTube, and I'm working with this, and the field that I'm going into eventually, if I have to cover it up, so be it. It's not that big of a deal. Makeup Junkie 5656 asked, do you want more tattoos? Yes, I want more tattoos. I don't know what. I like a lot of smaller tattoos, but I really do want something that's like a picture, I don't know, of something. I was thinking about on my shoulder, maybe like right here. Again, it's easy to cover up, but if you wanted to like show it off, if you're wearing like a tank top or something cute like that, you totally can. That's it for my tattoo video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. And yeah, if you have any more questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I will try and answer them for you. Wow, that was a little weird. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.